So today was the weekly reset for Destiny 2 Season of the Haunted, and my god guys, did we get probably arguably actually it's not even an argument anymore. This is by far my favorite cinematic they have done like this. In past, it's been tied between Saints, you know, the time Crow saved Zavala from assassination, and recently the Lord Saladin one. All been have pretty close, but this one blew my expectations out the water. It blew the narrative beats out the water. And first off, we're going to talk about this, break this down, what it means for the character Zavala, where we're going to be going from here and things like that, as well as talk about just some of the reactions I have from it and that general discussion. So that being said, guys, let's first of all catch up and rewatch this beautiful cutscene.
Before the Vanguard, before the city, there was a woman. Her name was Sophia, and she was a surgeon. She came to Lord Saladin's gates, offering her skills in exchange for shelter. Zavala was his protege then. He had been taught his purpose, and he followed it without question. She maddened him. He infuriated her. But respect grew to admiration, and admiration to love. Does it surprise you that Zavala loved? She was meticulous and gentle, strong-willed, stubborn, fearless. It began with an infant, orphaned in a fallen raid. Saladin had taught Zavala duty, war, and the light. But Sophia showed him that he was more than an instrument of violence. She had one life, and she would share it with him. They called the boy Hakim. And he called Zavala father. In his joy, Zavala thought to abandon the light, as he had abandoned Saladin's ways. That joy ended as it began, with their son. When Hakim followed his father into battle, Zavala could not protect him, and Sophia could not save him. Hakim died in his mother's arms. Zavala wanted her forgiveness, but she knew there was nothing to forgive. And that giving up the light would be no absolution for him. They returned to the lives they once led. She found love again. She had a daughter. And when Sophia passed, he asked her to forgive him. Through each generation, he mourned. He asked for their forgiveness. And still, he has not found it.
There is so much to go over from that cutscene. The purpose has been found for Zavala, or at least the lack of purpose for Zavala has been acknowledged in some capacity on a narrative beat. We'll get into what I mean by that very soon. Hakim, his adopted son. Sophia, his only lover, or the person he once loved before. All these things tell one of the most beautiful bits of Destiny story I have ever witnessed. The Witch Queen expansion was phenomenal, but this one scene answers so many questions and gives us a clear direction to who, in my opinion, is the best character to come from the side of the Vanguard. My favorite character in the game, if you guys don't know, is Keitel, and then next to that, really close second, is Mithrax. Zavala is in that top 3, and now he is a definitive, clear standout for the Vanguard of most interesting character. There's been some good stories with these animations and these cutscenes mid-season, and this one is just phenomenal. It connects to a one all the way back with, you know, the Traveler and the Zavala in the gardens where the Crow saved them, and we kind of know where his frustrations and his pain is coming from. It's coming from this moment, this lover he couldn't live his life with. the regret of potentially not turning off the light and kind of abandoning a purpose he thought he found. He sees himself in many ways, in my opinion, as someone who had a purpose, who had a way of life, and threw it all away for no reason in his eyes. He had it all and he threw it all away. Now, is that true? I don't think so. I think it's just kind of the ways of life and finding his purpose and things like that, but it's holding on to him deep. More deep than the crow in Aldrin. It seems like out of everybody here, this one is the deepest, most emotional pain that a character is feeling, and it sucks. He, in a way, feels guilty for letting his adopted son die, and for the fact that he can never be forgiven by his only lover, or at least the only lover we know of, Zofia. So this story itself should probably, the pacing it should go is, gonna get resolved next week by the way that they've been doing this narrative. But at the same time, it's kind of interesting that finally for once this character has a clear path forward, and it wasn't frustrating for me. I did like that he was a leader, but now we know why he's a hollowed man leading others to die for a silent god. He said that in a cutscene when you talk to him, and it really stuck out because the pain in his voice and the realization that that's who he is right now, and that's who he can't be. He needs to be a man driven to lead others, not to die, but to success, and not for a silent god, but for humanity. So on that end, narratively, we got a clear identity of where we're going with Zavala, and honestly, it's the most astonishing, and I cannot wait to dive deeper into it. The scene itself, guys, artistically, I want so many of these to be done for so many different components, whether it's lore bits, lore pages, things like that, lore books. I know they have the resources now from Sony, but if they want to delve into like a series, an animated series where they'll do these short mini clips and mini episodes of different bits of the lore, and they do it in this artistic style, sign me up. I am all for it. It is glorious, and it is something that reminds me a lot of Mirror's Edge stuff, and I love that little style. It's a very unique way to approach telling a story from the past. That's kind of what goes on here in many cases, or in some sense, a story currently going on. Again, I love the way they say it. It's way better than cinematics in my opinion, at least for this setting, this game. But with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts about what happened with Zavala, the revelations. It's crazy. Who knew that one moment in Season of Splicer where he's mourning for somebody and it's hinted at a lover, he smells her hair and, things like that would play out here how it is now. It's by far, in my opinion, the best cutscene they have done in this style, and I'm excited for more. So with that being said, guys, comment down below your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this video, found this video informative, definitely give this video a like. If you guys are new here and want more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. With that being said, that's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.